Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button if you want to get notifications for when we go live. Tap the bell. We go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes after market close. And we post videos on the weekends and, try to bring back that value to you guys. If you're not yet a member of our free options trading group, the link is below along with a link to our Discord. I think we're almost at like 1,200 on Facebook. And in Discord, we're over 350, almost 400, I believe. So if it's your first time here, say what up. If you're here right now, guys, say what up. I definitely apologize for the thumbnail. For some reason, YouTube would let me create the video, but it would not let me upload the thumbnail. And for some reason, YouTube looks like it's having some troubles. It's not loading like Stream Health. Excuse me. It's not loading Stream Health or analytics. I don't know. So hopefully we can make it out of this stream alive, but I've been trying to work with the YouTube for the last 30 minutes and it has not been working. So I said, screw it, we're gonna go live anyways. We're gonna do the video anyways. Doesn't matter what the thumbnail is. What matters is who's here, right? And you guys are all here. So if you're here right now, say what up. If you're new, say what up. Definitely want to meet you. We got Garrett, Eric, FC. Who else was in here? Chetan, Class AI, Jeff, Drucko, what's going on? Super Perceptive, Mike Matthews. Mike Matthews, why do you change your username like every single day? Like every day, every stream you change your name. Derek Diggs, what's up? Jose, yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna be talking about Amazon as well. There goes my 500 profit I had with Facebook. Man, easy. You had 500 profit on Facebook? Nice. Unfortunately, you threw that into what Amazon calls. Yikes. Yo, William, what's up? Yeah, this hat I bought in Cancun. So we got the frat boy hat here, and it's been negative like 40 degrees here, so I'm trying to. We're trying to bring in the summer vibes. The summer vibes are here, except it's terrible. Like I was outside all day yesterday, not like outside, but I was out and about all day yesterday. That's why I didn't stream, and it's not for people. People are like freezing to death. I saw a video, a Chicago video on Twitter where these squirrels froze to death on a fence. It was terrible, but that's what happened. Elvis, what's going on? A lot of people here. Glad everyone's here. Let's go over, as people are piling in here. Let's go over these Amazon numbers before we get into the stream here, or to my trades. Looks like Amazon was having a pretty good day. They closed up $48, almost 3%. They went as high as $17.77. And now they're at $16.72. So about $100 swing here after hours. Let's bring up the report. Let's bring it up. Our friends over at CNBC, always bringing the truth to the news. Just kidding. Yeah, boiling water. Yeah, I see. It's like if you're basic, you do that. It's like if you're on Facebook right now, there's like a million videos of that. Like everyone's doing that. That's what basic people do. FC. I'm not basic. However, I do love my Starbucks. I guess that's called basic. Anyways, yeah, it's freaking cold here, guys. So cold. So Amazon beats on earnings revenue, but gives light guidance. Amazon reported an earnings beat across the board, but first quarter revenue guidance fell short of expectations. And I told you guys this many times. Like, you got to be careful. Let's see if let's get Amazon stock price here while we read this. Let's get Amazon stock price while we read it. You gotta be careful. You got to be careful with the guidance. I mean, like I said this many times before, that just because they report good numbers, investors invest for the future, not for what happened last quarter. So a lot of times it comes down for guidance, and a lot of times, like, what happens is, let's say a company misses earnings, but gives good guidance for next quarter or the year, raises guidance, then the stock usually moves higher, so they can miss earnings and move higher. In this case, they beat earnings, but they lowered their guidance. Like whenever a company lowers guidance, like same thing happened to Apple the other day. Is what was it, like a few days or a week before they had earnings? I think they were really trying to soften the blow. They lowered their guidance. They just issued a statement saying we're going to lower guidance. You know, we're going to have slower sales in 2019, and their stock got hit hard, and then softened the blow for their earnings. And their report, I think their earnings report wasn't really that good. I mean, yes, their services were up, but their earnings weren't really that good, but they went up a little bit, you know. Yeah, I see. You know what's up. It's like, yeah, I wonder how many people got burnt doing that little stunt. I mean, there's probably how many people went to the hospital, like threw the cup up in the air and it landed on their face, got boiling water on their face, and I mean, it's not. I mean, I guess it. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's fun, but to me, it's. I mean, it's freaking cold. It's freaking cold. I don't know. They said fourth quarter is typically the largest for Amazon, includes the holiday shopping season. So this was the Christmas one. Let's see if they said anything about Alexa was very busy during her holiday season. Echo Dot was the best-selling item across all products on Amazon globally. And they did say something interesting that 10,000, this came out the other day, 10,000, Amazon has 10,000 employees working on Alexa by itself. So that's where, if you want to think about where the future is, that's where Amazon's really thinking where the future is with Alexa and voice. And if you guys haven't noticed, I mean, everything's voice now. I mean, the even my Comcast remote, you don't even say that. You say like NBC or Fox, it takes you there, or any movie that you want. You don't even need to know what channel numbers they are anymore. You just say, you know, I want to go to CNBC or HGTV, whatever. You know, play Game of Thrones, and you don't even have to understand. Same with Siri and Apple TV and all that. So, you know, voice is where it's gonna. And the thing that I notice about voice, if you guys don't have kids, the thing that I notice about voice is you guys are turnt in the chat today. How many people bought Amazon calls that are getting burnt right now? You guys are turnt. You guys are turnt right now. If you guys don't have kids, let me tell you something. Voice activation for them, because they can't really make sentences. They can't like type. They don't know what their letters are, but they can literally speak into their phone or in the remote and say, you know, Disney Junior or this, or, you know, buy this or buy that, and it does, and it works. I mean, there's like, you guys know my kid bombed the stream here a couple weeks ago. You know, he just turned 4, and he can voice search whatever he wants. He voice searches whatever TV show he wants to get on. He voice searches anything. He asks Siri what the weather is. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts. William I got burned bad shorting Apple, so I'm not playing earnings. Yeah, I mean, I didn't play earnings. I did the only earnings I played this year. This quarter so far is I did AMD, which I got out for like break even. I probably should have kept my call because I had the 21 call, and as you guys know, AMD, as you can see here in the bottom, actually you can't see that, but AMD's at like 24, hit 25 today. Yeah, Jordan, my son, interesting fact, my son ordered Toy Story the first Toy Story, he bought it on Comcast, and I called Comcast and I told them, hey, we don't want this movie, and they said, okay, no problem. They didn't ask any questions. They refunded me the money, but they didn't take away the movie. So I'm not saying you should do that, but seems like if you order a movie and get a credit back, I'm sure you can't do this like all the time, but since it was like my first offense and because my son did it, I ordered the movie, so I got refunded. I don't think, you know, it's definitely not right, but I don't know why they didn't take away the movie. I got the refund. I didn't want the movie to purchase. I just wanted to rent it, and I still have the movie to watch, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it went. AMD hit 25.14. FC and I had a 1850 put in the 21 call. I sold for like break even yesterday just because I wanted it to go down. It went up, and I bet sometimes this market is difficult because it's like at times like, do you take profits right away or let it run? Like most times in this market right now, I feel like if you don't take your profits, you're going to get screwed. But in this particular instance with AMD, I had the 21 call. I thought I got out for break even. My call protection, it helped me out. I didn't go like max loss on the trade, but at the same time, you're kind of kicking yourself because if you would have just left it alone, I would have made like $300-400. So I mean, I think it's still better just to take profits and get out alive. Because I think more times than not, if you take profits, like out of all the instances this has occurred, AMD is like the only one that has really ran. Which is kind of surprising because AMD's earnings report really wasn't that great. I mean, it wasn't mine. So that being said, looks like Amazon is trying to push back here, but if we're looking at Amazon's chart here right now, it's at 1698. So we're still doing okay. I mean, right here it's still right here. It didn't even make a dent in here. However, I mean, it did make it past this today, like the 1715 area. Manny, thank you for the $5, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, GE. I had. I'll talk about GE too. Actually, I will talk about it right now. I had my eyes on GE this morning. I was actually going to do a trade on it. Let me show you. Let me show you what I was looking at here. And I didn't think it was going to happen because I don't really want it. I don't really feel comfortable buying GE calls, even though I was going to. But what I was looking at today, and now they're at 5 cents. But check this out. This is pretty interesting. So I was looking at open. I was looking at this run up here when it was like 10:05, somewhere around there, to buy some GE 1050 calls. And I'm like, well, most likely it's not going to run. But look at this. It went from a low of, what was the low here? 2 cents to up to 38 cents. I mean, that's a couple %1,000% return there. I mean, it went from 2 cents all the way to a high of 38 cents, and now it's back down to 5 cents because, I mean, it just kind of bled away all day. But, I mean, this would have been some really easy, quick money. I didn't pull the trigger because I've been really concentrating on my win rate, and I've been just really slowing it down. Only just been doing a couple trades. Only been putting like 1 or 2 trades on at a time. And really this week, I haven't been in the best of moods, and I just really haven't been that active in the markets. Yesterday, I was gone all day, and today I actually did put some trades on. I had a nice trade on GS, but, I didn't think GE was going to make a run to 11. I'm actually really surprised it's up 15%. But that's another crowded trade, too. I mean, everyone was guaranteeing GE's failure, and that's what happened. That's where us versus herd comes from. I don't like when a trade is too one-sided where they tend to screw those people. If it's too heavy on one side, they find a way to screw you. I mean, sometimes it goes that direction. I mean, if it's a failing business, it's a failing business. But been holding at 8.5, 9 strangle for a couple of weeks, hoping to see volatility. Nice, glad it paid off, man. You made what? $1.50 on it? Made $100? I don't know how many you had, but how much it cost you. But that's anyway. So let's go through my trades. So it looks like if you guys are just joining now, Amazon. Oh, that doesn't look good. GE's under 10. Man. This has been a very interesting earnings season. One of the things that I want to talk about is I traded GS today, and I traded a couple things. We'll go over my trades right now. I'm up around $50, so about $200 on the day. Not bad. Not complaining because I've been taking January. So if you're new here, January I've been taking some L's because I've been obviously bearish on the market, even though that has not played out. you know, we've been getting paid pretty well for quite a few months up until January. I was break even the first 2 weeks, and then last week we went for the red. So we're working our way through. Lane, what's going on? So we're working our way through. So I'm up 50 bucks, 200 bucks on the day. GS, I did a quick trade on GS. I opened the trade at 9:05, closed it right around noon. I bought it for $1.06, closed it out for $1.50. I think I got a little bit better pricing on Thinkorswim actually. What did I get on Thinkorswim? Thinkorswim, I had the same trade on. I got $1.60 on it. So it was dropping like a rock. What I don't understand is, if we're looking at, let's pull up some of these banks here. So the market at the time was ripping up pretty good, and looks like the banks were gonna have a best January since 1987. Yeah, I don't know what's better. Is it the best January since 1987 or the worst December in like 90 years, or since the Great Depression or whatever it was? Something like that. It was like since 1923, 1927, something like that. So which one outweighs the other? I think we're still down from all-time high, so, you know. But I made some mistakes I want to point out to on this GS trade, but I still made it out pretty good. I could have made a lot more money, but this is what happened. GS, I bought the 197.50 put and the 202.50 call. It was kind of a neutral position. I put that on at 9:05 this morning. At 9:05, it was right. It was like right in here. It could have gone either way. Right in here, it could have broke to the upside, but it did break down to the downside. And what I was looking at this morning on GS is when it spiked up to here at the 202, and GS is one that I've been traded for quite some time, and it's, you know, it's one of my favorite stocks to trade. I trade pretty well. Baron, what's going on? So when it spiked up to like 202.30, I was looking at buying the 200 put, and the reason why I was kind of hesitant on buying this put is because here it bounced at like 200, went up, came back to 200, bounced, went up, and then looked like 200. If it didn't break 200, I was gonna have a hard time with it. And then, but I still went with a neutral play. I was actually hoping it would break up to like, because we had so much bullish momentum in the market, I thought we were gonna break up to like 204, 205 today. But thankfully I had my protections in place and I was able to get out. But what I was looking at here on GS, that 200 put this morning, I was actually looking at this when it spiked up. The 200 put this morning, so this is today, when it spiked up here, it was hitting like 50 cents up in here in the morning, and then it just obviously gradually increased. So my mistake is that I didn't buy that 200 put when we spike up. Kind of like one of my rules that I've been trying to stay more disciplined. One of my rules is not to buy anything within the first 15 minutes. I most likely like to take positions off in the first 15 minutes because IB rank is higher, volatility is higher, the stock is moving, and if you're in a position of profit, I like to sell in the strength. I like to take my positions off in the first 15 minutes. I don't really like, I noticed that over time, when I take positions off in the first 15 minutes, I don't nearly do as well on the trade. In this case, I would have done better on the trade if I put the position on in the first 15 minutes and didn't wait, because after the first 15 minutes, it came back down to like the low 200s here. It went to like 240, 200, like it was below 201. So I wasn't getting that greater pricing on it, and then it was kind of going, you know, it hit from 59 all the way up to $1 before it just kind of gradually started to increase here. So once it kind of flattened out, I then put on a neutral trade. It was a safe trade. Don't get me wrong. It was a good trade, but would have been a lot better trade if I had bought the 200 put. And I was gonna try to scale into some trades. So I was gonna buy the 200 put, and then if it dropped, buy a call for protection. But I just went with the strangle when it was kind of chilling here. Yeah, Baron, Robinhood was down today again, just so you know. So, you know, we got out. I got out at, I couldn't believe how fast, how much GS went down. So at 11:57, I got out for $1.50. which was right 11:57. So right on, right. FC, you're gonna kill me. So right here, right 11:57. So right between these two candles here, near the bottom, we got out. My last trade on GS was after earnings. I had a near perfect trade, and this one I would say, besides not getting the 200 put, this was a near perfect execution to take off. So, you know, at 11:57, I'm not making this up. At 11:57, you guys can see here, 11:57, I got $1.50. And then it did, I mean, it did go a little bit lower, but I mean, that's pretty much the bottom before it ripped up. If I held, let's say if I held that into close, you know, it closed at 198. Let's see what that position would be going for, just so you guys can see here. Let's get GS. So it was 202.50, 197. So 197, 202. So if I were to held that into close, that position would only have been worth $1. I got $1.50 for it. So I put it on for $1.05. So I would have been down to $5 on it. I mean, you could have held this overnight, but I mean, take the money. In this instance, you want to take the money. You want to take the money on this position because tomorrow's expiration Friday. You don't want to mess around with that. If you're, I mean, I was up almost 50%. I mean, you take the money. You take the money on those kind of positions. So in this case, unlike AMD, waiting would not have paid because you would have been down. We would have been down those profits. Yes, we would only be down like $5 on the trade, but we would have lost all those profits. Brent got GE $10 put this morning. Nice. GE looks to be coming down. The morning moves basically, you know. So I don't know. Do you guys know why the banks were going down? Everything was going up. I mean, S&Ps were down. I mean, S&Ps were like break even. Dow was down like 100, and then NASDAQ was up like 30 or 40 at the time. It was just crazy. Just crazy. But GE's been a good to me. Activity, let's see here. Alibaba, so what I said today, so Alibaba did a trade on. Let's look at Alibaba here. Let's pull up Amazon. This is so Alibaba looks like Amazon's coming back up to 1700, 1715 right now. It's fighting it. It's fighting it. Doesn't want to go down. Alibaba, I bought the 170 call, and then later on I bought the 165 put just because it came down. I was actually going to, I bought the Baba call and the Facebook put, and I was going to pair trade those. Yeah, I'm talking about it right now, man. So I was gonna buy. So I bought the call on Alibaba, and I bought the put on Facebook. We can bring up Facebook too while we're talking about it, because I was gonna pair trade it. So I bought the 165 put, and I bought the 170 call on Alibaba, and I was gonna pair trade these. But because the Alibaba 165 put came down on price, I mean, I got it for 48 cents. I bought the protection to hold overnight. Just in case that we have a major gap down, or if Amazon really crapped the bed, you know, we would be okay. You know, this, I feel like, you know, we're kind of toppy up here if you're looking at Alibaba. You know, I don't like, oops, you guys can't see. I don't like this setup here, like for a long position, but however, every time I traded this in a bearish position in the last month, it has not gone against me. I mean, it's gone against me. Quirky Dev, we make money, just not every day, and I'm just having a rough. January's been a rough month for me because I've been bearish on it. But I mean, we've had 5 to 6 green months in a row. So stick around. If not, you could leave too. I'm just going over my trades. I'm just going over my trades like anyone else would. So take it or leave it. But anyways, Alibaba, I mean, we're up money today, Quirky Dev, if you want to know. But whatever. I don't typically like this type of setup for like a long position, so that's why I added the 165 put, because I was gonna pair trade Facebook and Alibaba, where Facebook would be my hedge against Alibaba if Alibaba went up, because Facebook is, you know, kind of was decreasing all day. Went from 171, it's been kind of just chilling, and it's hard to say. It's kind of hard to say what kind of day we're going to get tomorrow. So I put the Facebook put on for 65 cents. 65 cents. So I thought that was a pretty good protection. What I really wanted Alibaba to gap up above this here to like 172, 175 would have been ideal. I don't know if we're gonna get that. So definitely some interesting momentum here. You know, it could also be a flat day tomorrow and just kill premium. So, you know. Quirky Dev, we turn the ship around. So the thing is, Quirky Dev, the thing is, like, if you lost for like a week or two, and most people try to make, like, let's say you lost $500, right? Most people try to make that back right away, and the market may not give you the opportunities to make that back right away. So you kind of have to slow grind your way out of the hole. Unfortunately, you kind of have to work your way out. Like, yes, you could land like I've had. Or 1 week where I lost $1,000, and the next week I made $2,000, and you know that's happened. But you have to kind of let it come naturally. You don't want to like, oh man, I lost $500. I need to get on a trade right now that'll make me $500. Like that. Most likely, if you do something like that, you're going to lose more money, and you're going to expose yourself to more risk than you would. And maybe the market conditions aren't allowing you to make the $500 on those trades. Like, you know, you don't want to just because you lose money, or even like, let's say you made money. Let's say you made $500. Let's say you made $500, and then you're like, man, I can make another $500 right now, and then you go in and lose that $500. You know, so you don't want to, like, when you're in a losing position or a winning position, and it's repetitive. Like if you keep losing a couple days in a row, or if you keep winning a couple days in a row, same thing. You kind of have to take a step back and say, okay, eventually this winning streak is going to end. Eventually, this losing streak is going to end. But you're most likely not going to make it back in one trade. Like you could. I mean, you could, but it's not likely. It's like in options, you want to use probabilities. And in this case, if you lose $500 in a week, you most likely are not going to make it back in one trade. And that's when you kind of do stupid things. Like if you lose $500 and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna go all in on Amazon earnings. We're gonna make this back right now, and then Amazon tanks, and you're like, man, now I'm down $1,000 when I was better off before this trade. You know, sometimes no trade makes you money. No trades make you money because you have more money in your account, and you just, you know. And yes, I missed opportunity on GE today. I missed my window on GS, but I found another trade out there. So, you know, when I've been losing for like a week or two, I kind of just want to go slow. I'll definitely, there's a lot of opportunities that I lose out on because I am moving really slow, because you want to, when you've been losing for a week or two, you want to be in a position where you can increase your win rate. You don't want to just be like, okay, I'm going to put on 10 more trades, and what if out of those 10 trades, only 3 work out? You're not going to make money. Out of 10 trades, you want 8 of those 10 trades to work out, or 7 of those trades to work out. You want to be like 70% and above for your win rate. You don't want to be like a 30% win rate, because you're just going to bleed more money out. So if you've been losing for like a week or two, what you want to do is just do 1 trade at a time, 1 or 2 trades at a time. Like why I say 2 trades is because sometimes if you put 1 trade on, you need another trade to hedge against, or maybe that position goes against you, you have to play defense, and you put another trade on to play defense. But you don't want to be like 10, 20 trades up in there. You don't want to put like 10, 20 trades, because then you have no way to defend it. And then things are just like off the rails, and you're like, I don't know, up or down, or what's going on, you know? I made a bad trade a few weeks, finally made up for this week. Yeah, and sometimes like that guy that was... who was it that had the strangle on GE? You know, sometimes you get beat up in a stock. You get beat up, but you're holding and you're averaging down. You're playing some defense, and then at that one day, you know, let's say you were down like last week for me, I was down 150 on my Amazon trade. It came back around to break even. I got out of there. I got out of there quick because I'm like, okay, I was down 150 on this trade. I'm not going to lose money on this. I'm going to leave because Tesla had earnings. I didn't know what I was going to do. My intention was not to hold through earnings. So, Eamon, what's up? My intention was not to hold through earnings. So, if I go from negative 150, I'm back to break even. I'm going to take the trade off and find a new trade. Jackie Chan, what's going on? Hope that Amazon brings up. Yeah, right now, if Amazon were to open right now, it would literally just kill premium. I mean, it's down $6. I mean, it's just nuts. What the expected move on Amazon? Amazon's expected move was $88, and right now it's moved. I mean, it's moved $100, yes, but right now it's currently just down $6. I mean, they're gonna kill the premium. Got to know yourself and know where the value is. That's how you keep the gains coming in. I'm still working on both myself and the value trades. Yeah, FC's got it. FC's gonna be a rich man one day. Feel it. December was great for me, but January teach me a lot of lessons. Yeah. So December, I definitely was trained into. I definitely, if you guys haven't noticed, like when you trade a lot, like if you're trading every day, every week, you kind of get into a grind when you start making consistent returns. You get into a grind, and then the market starts. You don't realize this, but the market starts training you. You know, it says it takes 3 weeks to develop a habit, and sometimes that habit that you're doing is trading. It may hurt you when the market conditions change. So, like when the market was in a short the spike type of setting, and we were doing that type of trading. Up in here, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. Yes, we've had a lot of protections in place that got triggered, but on the slow grind up days, we just lost some money. That's just plain and simple, you know. But now that we're back in range here, so when I say we're back in range, we're back in between 2,600 and 2,800. So the real test, you know, right now bullish to 2,800, and the real test is gonna be right here. Can we break this range here? Can we break it? If we can, then, you know, the bulls have officially returned. I mean, we've had a crazy run here. I mean, massive rip down, but I mean, it's just crazy. So I mean, you just gotta trade safe right now. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunately, if you haven't noticed, if you're new to trading, Swayed, what's going on? If you haven't noticed, you make a lot more money going down than you do going up, because the down moves are so massive, and then the dead cat bounces are massive. But then when we're really back into like a bullish market, it's a slow grind. It's a slow grind. It's a consistent grind, but it's slow. Where you gotta wait. You gotta be patient. You gotta wait for the right setups. You gotta wait for the red days to come along so that you can add some positions. Like in 2017, we were like praying for a red day, and then the red day would come, but the red day would be like it'd be like 1/4%, and then we would add our positions in, and then it would go up like 0.5% the next day. I mean, and I'm talking about like that was the way it was in 2017. That's the way you had to trade. You know, you always have to adapt to the market. But right now we're back above. We've been back above 2,600 for last week or two. We had last week and this week we had some consolidation, but earnings have been pushing us up. So I think, you know, like I said, this sorry about that. I mean, this so right now we're kind of pushing there. I mean, we'll see where we're at. Like SPY, let's see SPY. How we doing after hours? Yeah, I mean, and the interesting thing was that these bumps right in the after hour, we had a massive bar go down. And this bump in the close is just ginormous. Maureen, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to trade options with a real broker, I mean, remove the Tastyworks. It costs $1 per option, $0 to close. I have a lot of videos on it. Go check them out if you want to look at it. I mean, support is everything. Yeah, Daniel, I mean, Tastyworks support is one of the best right now. So Shri Paradin, what's going on? If you're new here, say what up. Sorry guys, I've been rambling here. Let's see here. Tesla's a tough one. You know, really didn't go anywhere for their earnings. They actually closed. They closed a little bit down, but they were down a little bit. They were down. They opened around 296 and went down to 294 before going up. So it was definitely. However, this chart is very difficult to trade. I mean, I would feel more comfortable loading up a long position like down in here, down around 250, 240 area. Yes, it could go from here, but this grind up from like 282 to 310, it seemed like it took forever. I mean, I had some calls and I was actually down in a position before breaking even. It just seemed like it was a tough trade. You know, obviously you make more money when you're hitting resistance here, like shorting at 380 area, some nice volume here, and then it just very choppy right now. You know, I would hope. I would be looking for another down move. However, there's some support here at 300. We'll see if we can bounce up 300. You know, it might not be bad for a strangle play if you can afford it. Tesla options are pretty pricey. So, Tobin, thank you so much for the $2, man. Thank you. Trying to stay warm here in Siberia. GE made my day. Nice. Oh, you've been here a couple times. Welcome back. Check out CY. I think the market expects a deal with China and the U.S. So CNBC sent out a push notification today saying U.S. and China are looking to have a meeting in February. They're setting up a meeting between Trump and the Chinese president. CY. I don't know. Does this thing trade? Okay, so I mean, there's some volume here. There's some nice volume here on these calls and puts. But yeah, I mean, I think for CY would be you got to be careful here at like 14. You got to be careful here at 14. But it seems like we're back in the buy the dip type of mode. Oh, I guess CY, they just had earnings. I guess they are above 14 now. So, if this opens above like 1450, I mean, clear skies ahead, which is right now it's 1465. So, might be a good trade. What was the expected move on this guy here? Expected move was $1.19, but these are only monthly options. So this was February 19th. So, yeah, I mean, you probably got some deals on these 14s. However, they only trade in $1 with here. I like when I'm trading like penny stocks like this or single digit stocks, I like to trade the halves. So like, you know, 1350, 1450 to give you some more options here. But since they only have monthly options, no weekly options, they're not going to give me a lot of choices. Jackie Chan, PCG. That's a fun one. So PCG is supposed to be filing for bankruptcy. I do have a position on it. I had the 11 puts for this week that are pretty much worthless, and then I have the 9 puts for like 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out. You know, it looks like it wants to head lower here. However, on their bankruptcy news, they went higher. It does look like they're going lower, so I think on it you just got to be patient. I do think it's going to go back to like $5. Honestly, I think it'll come back down to here $5-7. But I think it's one of those stocks they're just going to bleed people out and take their money for as long as they can. You know, they're going to be going through bankruptcy, so you know, the question is like, it's not for everybody. Do you have the patience to wait to get paid? Some people don't have the patience. Like a lot of option traders are, I want to be in and out. I want to be in and out. And then some people say, I just want to put the trade on. So it depends on your personality. This type of trade is you want to put it on and forget about it and come back and look at your P&L is really what you want to do. If I'm not wrong, back in the day, the title of videos were most of the time, you should put title like that. Those I mean, I'm trying with YouTube. I'm trying out a lot of different things. So I don't know how people respond to each thing, and most days, like today, I'm up like across the board, it's $200. Like, do people really care about me being up $200 when I'm up when I'm up $100 to $200 a day or down $100 to $200 every day. I mean, consistently, you know, I'm up 100 or 200 or down 100 or $200 a day. So do people really care about that? You know, let me know. But I don't think so. I mean, if it's like an everyday thing, I don't think, you know, today was just business as usual. How far ahead is my put? So I will tell you right now. PCG. So I got February 15th right here. I don't know. Steel X went up with bad earnings. Strange market. Yeah, we have gold going up a lot. I mean, if you're looking at gold is going up a lot. I mean, that's an insane run on gold right there. Oil had the best month in a while, I believe. Oil had it, but now it's just back in here. We're in the 55 to 50 range, so nothing crazy. Yes, why that was a different market. That was a different market. We were making, you know, you make more money in different markets, and right now we're in a slower market. You know, we were having in December, in November, I mean, the market was moving like 2 to 4% almost every day. And, you know, the market right now, the S&P's moved 0.86%. But I'm not complaining about 0.86% because in 2017 it was like they had a running tally for how long it's been since we had like a 1% move, and it was like 200 days since the market had to move 1% up or down. So I'm not complaining about like almost a 1% move. We had a big day yesterday in the S&Ps. These days up in here were pretty flat, but as you can see, it's starting to slow down. These bars were pretty wicked, but it's taken a lot more days to get back up than it was to go down, if you haven't noticed. It took us a lot more days to get back up to 2650 than it did once it broke. So that's just the way the market goes. Some months you make a lot more money. Some months you don't. It just depends on the market. I mean, it depends on the opportunity. Also, because of earnings, I've been really scaling back. I haven't been too aggressive with the earnings. I haven't been trading any earnings. I don't like to trade through. I like to trade before and after. We've had some wins on the before. We've had some wins after. AMD, I traded through earnings, but came out like break even. So, which I guess I could have held. Which we were talking about on AMD. We can talk about that, because I'm sure you guys are trading. I had the 21 calls that I let go for like break even, because I was basically gone all day yesterday. I didn't want to babysit it and come back to like a losing position. So after earnings, I was break even. So because I wanted to go out that day. I wanted to not think about it, not babysit that. But apparently, if I did nothing, that position would have been up. I would have made across my accounts about $1,200. That's just the way it goes sometimes, you know. Sometimes life just gets in the way of your trading, and you gotta do what you gotta do, and you can't be angry about it. The market's always open. The market will open tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll have another opportunity. I mean, I'm confident. I'm confident that I'll be able to make that money some other time. We have in the past, and we will in the future. Let's see here. Let's see what Amazon is doing. Amazon is back below 1,700, just barely. What stocks you guys want to look at here? BAC was pretty crazy. Yep, Philip, new day, new opportunities. You know, we're all, like I've said this many times before, like we're all here trying to make money, but the people on the other side of those trades want to take your account down to zero because they want to empty your account and put it into theirs. So this was a pretty wicked chart on anyone trade Bank of America today. You know, down 2%. I mean, the as strong as the market was, the banks just took a beating. It was like JP Morgan. JP Morgan was down quite a bit before recovering. I mean, yesterday hit 105 on that Fed news, 105.24, and today's low was like 102. I mean, that's a 3% swing on JP Morgan. Yeah, now that everyone, yeah, that's a, we've talked about that before. Is like as you get in a position where you're making money pretty frequently, then they and it starts going against you, then they rip the market the other way, and that's why I talk about like the double losers, where you lose money on the way up and then they yank it and you lose money on the way down. So that's why you got to be careful for when the market shifts that you're not too heavy. Not sure why Macy's went up all of a sudden. Yeah, I would say today was like a very weird day. Yeah, Macy's is up, what, 2.26%? But they bombed the report. Yeah, Chet and I swore off BAC too, but today would have been the day. Today would have been the day. But I do notice, like, on BAC, because it's low priced, you can't really trade a strangle because it doesn't move that fast. You have to do like one-sided. I don't know what that is. You have to trade one-sided on it and you buy as close to the money or at the money or in the money if you can on something like BAC, because it moves slow. So if you want to do something, like if you wanted to do the move back up to 29, you would probably want to trade on BAC. You'd probably want to buy these like 28 calls. I mean, for you wouldn't want to do tomorrow, that's for sure. You'd probably want to buy like these 28 calls for next week, but on their implied volatility, their IV rank didn't really go up that much. Pretty flat still. However, this looks pretty ugly right here. RSA short options expire tomorrow for the February 1st date. If it's February 1st and you have that expiration, then those expire on that day. Ronald, FAS and FAZ. Let's see if these are. So volume is not that great on these guys, FAS, but this is a directional trust. I haven't actually traded this, but very similar to like the S&Ps here, as you can see with the same type of chart. To pretty much clear skies to 65 probably. FAZ. Yeah, this would probably be something that I wouldn't trade at this level. They do have some. Actually, they don't. Sorry, that's open interest. There's actually no volume on these. Let's see what the monthlies are like. Monthlies are okay. I mean, they 800, 900 on some of these. Liquidity is not great on these. I wouldn't typically trade this chart because I would wait for it to break out of range, and right now it just came back like to the means here. And it's back into between 10 and 11. So below 10 would be interesting to me. Above 12 would be interesting to me. Right here at 10 wouldn't be too interesting. Brent RMD. You guys got some new tickers today. I like it. This volume on here, the volume's not great on these guys. A lot of open interest, it looks like, but no volume on the puts. Little volume on the calls, and they only have monthlies. But I mean, yeah, they looks like they bombed earnings. You probably could make some money in here. You just got to be careful. The bid and the ask on these puts is like 90 cents. Right here, the bid and the ask on these calls is 20 cents, which is not terrible. The 100 calls are 10 cents. You just got to be careful. This would be a hard one to trade because of the $5 increments here, because it has $5 increments, instead of single digits or dollar increments here. This would be a tough one to trade. You could make money, but you see what I mean? Like, you'd have to, if you were bullish on this, you'd have to buy either like the 95, which would cost you like 185 or so, 180, or the $100 calls, which is like way up here, which I don't think you'd want to do that. You were probably better off when it was down here like 90 to buy the 95. I typically don't like to buy at the top of candles like this, just for myself personally. Andrew WT, yeah, XOM. We'll look at XOM. I think someone was trading that earlier in our Facebook group. WBT. Yeah, this is another one of those where you just got to be real patient, because I mean this is just a slow. I mean, yes, it's moved a lot, but very slowly, very slowly. I mean, it's moved 40% in 3 weeks, but I mean these. If you're watching this, it's like watching paint dry. So, and actually, there's no. I wouldn't trade this though, because there's no volume. Like nobody traded this today. Nobody traded the puts. Nobody traded the calls. So this would be a bad product to trade. You know. So if you guys, I mean, if you guys are new to trading, you know, they created options and the products for us to trade in, and they only add to those products once they know people are interested. Like if you look at like SPY and you see there's expirations Monday, Wednesday, Friday, ever think to yourself why that is because it's a very popular product. People wanted it, and the more expirations they added in there because it's so liquid, the more money they're making. So think about that. Yes, on your end, you have to think about the market and how they're making money too. Because once you understand how they're making money on the other side and why they offer those products, it will help you make better decisions. You know, on this trade, nobody on this stock, nobody's trading this. You know, this is not something you want to be stuck with. IQ. I haven't traded this. I think it was a Chinese stock. I know Hamed has traded this quite a few times. I don't know if he's here, if he's out and about, but Hamed, if you're here, give us some insight. But I think this is definitely very much impacted by the Chinese trade. So until that, I think we're just going to be slow grinding it. But if you look here, there is some liquidity here on these options here. T5 XOM. Oh, Hamed is here. XOM. They have earnings. Did they have earnings? I thought they had earnings this. Let's see. Where is that chart? Okay, so XOM. Yeah, XOM has earnings tomorrow before open, so is Chevron. And they got quite a boost there at close there. That was nuts. Probably just people wanting to get in. You know, they are trending up, but with oil, they're getting hit with the market and oil prices. Not saying they're not going to make money. I mean, these guys make tons of money. But is it going to go back to 80? Guess we'll see. Who knows? CVX. Yeah, stock with price under 30 is hard to make money on Stringle. Yeah, I agree. You Stringle, you just covered sell. Hamed on IQ. Nice. Chevron, the same deal. I mean, it just was impacted by the market. It needs the catalyst, so we're gonna have to wait till earnings to see where it goes. You know, can it break out above this area here to 120, or is it gonna get rejected and go below 110? You know, really, we have to wait for more information. Like a lot of these stocks, like I've been chilling, like I've been waiting for Apple, Amazon, like a lot of these stocks, I've been waiting to see what the catalyst is going to be for the next quarter. What are these companies saying, so that way I can align my account for the next 3 months? What am I going to do for the next 3 months? You know, it depends on, I trade a lot of tech stocks, right? So based on what they say, so far it hasn't been like crazy great, you know, so you got to be careful. So I've been this week I've been particularly careful just because there's so many earnings, and I've just been kind of watching and waiting. And right now Amazon's still just burning that premium. I mean, man, how rich was this premium? How rich was this? There was let's see what these were going for. $88 move. I mean, whew. I mean these right now, you know, these were like $35, man. How RIP to some accounts who bought premium. If you were selling premium, you cleaned house. If you're selling premium, you cleaned house on that, and you cleaned house on Tesla yesterday, because Tesla killed premium as well. I mean, we're looking at some of these options on Tesla today. If you want to look here, if you look at this, let's go to show you, and this is actually doesn't show you what happened, but I mean, right at the moment, I mean, these are down 70%. This, you know, this is bad. It's bad. This is how bad premium was overpriced. Is in the money is down 50%. Down 50% in the money here. Out of the money, obviously down 80, 90, 99%. I mean, this crazy. If you were selling an iron condor, you made a bunch of money. And if you're looking here, like yesterday, if you're looking at, look at these 320 calls. Looking at these 320 calls on Tesla yesterday for earnings, just to kind of give you, I mean, these Tesla calls yesterday traded as high as 15.15, and then they opened up at like 71 cents and went down to like 50 cents. Actually went down lower than that. How low did it go? Like 42 cents, 40 cents, and closed at like 47 cents. Down 95 cents, 95%. Down $9.63. But yeah, I mean, we haven't had. I feel like the only company that has done fairly well with earnings is Facebook, and I think the reason why is that the bar was so low for Facebook, because last time, not last time, but 2 quarters ago, I mean, it just got smashed to. I mean, this was the worst quarter they ever had in the history of their company. It was down like 20, 25%, something like that. It was nuts right here, this huge gap, and right now it's trying to make a run for it. But is the market? The question is the market strong enough to sustain these prices, and is the market strong enough to sustain these valuations? I mean, you know, they're talking about Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft being $1 trillion companies. I mean, can the market sustain those type of market caps? Like, I don't know, because it seems like it's a lot. It seems like it's a lot for. I feel like these companies went up a lot over the last 2 years very quickly, and now it's starting to catch up with us. However, being bearish in January, being bearish has been paying off, but being bearish in January has not paid off. So, you know, yeah, Boeing did well, but just because like 2 stocks do well, it's not enough to carry the market. You know, can Boeing sustain this back up here at 394? Last time it was up 394. You know, it declined all the way down to 295. You know, yes, they had great earnings. IBM as well. IBM had good earnings too, but it's still just maintaining. You know, what's going to happen? Is this going to break higher, or is this going to break lower? Right now, we got to find out. You know, right now, Caterpillar as well. Actually, Caterpillar, did they miss? I think Caterpillar missed, but they're having a comeback. But it was just crazy. Just crazy. Let's see what happens with Amazon when the call starts. CMG will push the market higher. Marcus, AMD is crashing. I wouldn't say that. I mean, they close at 24.41. They're open. That's 24.44 right now, so it's up 3 cents higher. CMG will hold the market. Will push the market higher. Yeah, CMG. Is CMG even in any index? I don't think so. Yeah, GE was removed from the indexes. You know, GE was removed. They said this is junk. We don't want it in here, and that was like the only stock that performed that well. You know, that's the only stock that could have maybe helped a little bit there. I'm fairly new to options, seen a few videos already. I don't understand why the premiums of Tesla went down after looking at the charts. The stock didn't really move that much, Alex. The expected move for Tesla, I don't know, what was it, like 30, 40 bucks? And premium crush. If you're looking here at Tesla, this will show you if this is your first earnings season, I'll give you a lesson here. If the stock doesn't move, those premiums get crushed and they go to zero, because the reason for that is because the event is over and it's less likely for it to make the move. And as you can see here, this is a, I'll show you guys. Let me make myself smaller here. This chart here measures implied volatility. As you can see, before earnings it was high, and then after earnings it's low because the event is over. So if the stock stays the same and implied volatility gets crushed that much, your options are going to get crushed. But also you have to think about theta. Is it going to make can it make a $30 move in the next day? Most likely not. And that's why the market prices it in that way. So I hope that answered your question. GM. I did make some money on GM in December, but this is tricky right here. It's really got to break above. I mean, last time it came up here, got the hard reject down to 33. So I mean, it might be a good strangle play, but the thing with GM, you got to be very patient. Yes, it does make moves, but you got to be patient and time it, and make sure you get good pricing. Yeah, CMG 600 soon for sure. I don't know. Does CMG's doing earnings soon? CMG, let's see here. CMG's earnings February 6th. So we got next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. So Manny, Tobin, thanks so much for the donations today. Really appreciate it. If it's your first time here or if this video is of value to you, hit the like button. We just hit an hour. I'm going to bounce. Going to eat some dinner, try to warm my body up here. Negative 30 degrees today. So definitely appreciate everyone here. If it's your first time here, hit subscribe. We just hit over 5,000 subscribers this week. Pretty insane, pretty crazy. I'm definitely humbled. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a good rest of your evening.